I'm going to paint today a piece that I took a photograph when I took Yuki Hall's workshop in Italy. And that was one of the most amazing experiences, to travel there and paint in these beautiful, beautiful views. So this, I think, is, yeah, I think it's, well, it's right around where we were staying, Trequanda, which is Umbria, I think. And just the colors, the way the light hits the land, and the golds and the greens and the soft sky, I just found so enchanting. So let's see, I wanted to show you a couple things. I mean, I know most of you have been taught, and even though we don't always do it, we've been taught to do a value study. So here's my tiny little value study for this piece, which I did after I started the piece, actually, but because I don't always obey what I'm supposed to do. But I wanted to show you a couple things that I carry whenever I travel. I carry this little book. It's a watercolor paper, and this is a painting from that trip as well. Mm-hmm. It's just a tiny little quick sketch, and I love having, I mean, this one, I'm not sure I like this one as well, but you know, it's fun to have a book that you can really, it's so much better than taking a photograph. You can look at the color, really feel the place when you see that piece again. And this one I especially like. This was when we traveled to California to see the redwoods, and that was very nice. That was a lot of fun. And I still have a lot of room in this book. So this is we went to the Air Force Museum. Diana was there. Yeah, that's not such a good plane, but you know, I did it.
It was fun.
And these were a couple of little people at the, bored people at the airport. You know, that was just, I carry one of those Chinese brushes that you can fill the body with water and just squeeze a little bit out. So that was like a pencil that dissolves. So it's sort of a watercolor-y effect. This impression, basically. That was at, you know where, the Tecumseh Land Trust sunflower field. I like color. I really do. So this is kind of a burnt sienna and the gold, azo gold. And there's that little touch up there, and then here. I wish that Yuki could be here, because this was from that.
I think she was just recently over there. I don't know if she's
Did
still
she
there.
teach another one?
Well, I'm not sure if she just went with her husband or if she had a class.
Oh, okay.
Because I know she was trying to have a class,
Yes.
but I don't think it's sold out.
Oh,
or
okay.
she didn't get enough.
Oh,
so I think she
really?
was going to take the trip anyway.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it could be people are still worried about COVID and all that sort of thing, I suppose.
How long ago were you with her? Was it more than a couple?
We went right before COVID. So we were October of 2019. So we were really, really lucky that we were able to achieve that. You know, it was just, phew, yeah. If we hadn't done it then, I don't know, you know, if we would have. And I made a painting over there that a fellow in town wanted me to do a painting of his house after that. After he saw some of my work on Facebook or Instagram or something or other. So, okay, well, you can have it. I can, and then he just commissioned me to do his house. I did the grand golden, I don't know, not really a palace, but the wine house, you know, the old, I think it was 200, 300 years old, beautiful house. And the flowers there, oh my goodness. Let's see. Yes, I have to leave the, try to leave that white area, or light area, just because it's such an interesting little spot. That
Could you hold your painting up so we can just see where you put the gold?
like this?
Yeah, just after you've done it, maybe just.
Because you're kind of in front of it, I can't see it.
It's not showing in the mirror.
Oh, okay.
Now, you are
Let's
in
see,
front
what
of
do
it.
I do? Where do I go?
You would have to sit, you probably don't want to.
I have to sit? Okay, well, I can sit. I can sit. Yep. There, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. See, obviously I haven't done this before.
That's fine.
Sorry.
You're among friends.
I'll do my best. Okay. I like just skipping across the paper. I don't know. Because, I mean, that's what foliage is like. It just. Is that better?
Yes.
Oh, good, good.
Libby, I'm going to take a couple pictures of you.
Okay. And this needs more of a golden, kind of a muted color here.
Are the brushes that you're using watercolor brushes, or are they something else?
They
Because
are watercolor. This is a Winsor Newton sable watercolor, like a traditional brush that they've, used since they invented them or whatever. 'Cause it's not the fake, whatever you call it. Synthetic, yes. Sorry. Synthetic is much better than fake. Yeah.
Mary suggested I take some standing up and watch you too.
Okay.
Yeah, while you're painting.
Okay. Okay.
Just one more, that's it.
Okay.
Sit down. That would be fun.
I'm just going to skip across and pretend you're not here, because then I won't be nervous or whatever.
Libby, I saw you at one of the plein air painting events for the Tecumseh Land.
Oh, yeah.
What advantages do you find in doing plein
In
air
doing
painting
plein air?
versus just from photos?
You're right there in it. You're in the middle of it, and you're just trying to capture the feeling of the place, I think. Like the other day, I was down at the river, and there was a sycamore that was just glowing, and I just wanted to capture that,
Is it mostly color?
Color, but also, I mean, the birds are singing, the water is flowing, just kind of pull that all together like the essence of the place and put it onto the paper. And I was here, so, I mean, my brothers give me photographs to paint and so forth, but it's just not the same. I mean, this one I can feel the sun on my back,
Right.
kind of, but not quite. But
That'd be nice.
Yep. So, also, it's fun to paint in a group like that, I mean, I've taken a lot of workshops, but in a workshop, you're doing what the instructor is guiding you to do. And when you're doing plein air, you're putting down your colors and your composition, and you're using your skill set and developing your skill set. We're always continuing to learn. And the more you do, the better you get. And it's fun to be outside with, well, unless the sun is beating down on you or it's going to rain, but that gets a little, different. But
Dry, or is it?
Hmm?
Is your paper dry, or do you have any moisture in there?
It is dry. But, like I wet some areas and then I bleed some other color into it.
Okay.
So
I
that
couldn't
area
tell,
is
that's
wet
why.
as I'm going.
Okay.
So some is, and I have to like move back to see it now, but it works. And I'm just haphazardly mixing color to get where I want it to be. And I'm leaving my castle. Well, I hope that Yuki's able to do another one
I think too.
someday, because it was a lot of fun. It was quite busy, though. Boy, we were hopping to every day. We had, a big assignment or an outing or something or other. It was a lot of fun. Has anybody else besides Diana done plein air?
A little bit.
You painted a little bit? Yeah. Well, the Tecumseh Land Trust asked me if I wanted to help them do another one in May, I think. Maybe, I think that one will be in Yellow Springs. I'm not sure. They'll tell me, but 'cause it isn't really set yet. But it's a lot of fun. And I actually have a piece in the Ohio Plein Air Society show at Capital University. I forget the name of the gallery, but it's upstairs. It's the very top floor of the library. And it is Ohio history. And so I went down to the Paul Laurence Dunbar house and I painted that. And it was admitted into the show. It did not win a prize, but it's in the show. So, yeah.
Where's Capital University?
Columbus?
Bexley, I
Yeah,
think.
the
Is it in
suburb.
Yeah.
Bexley?
Yeah,
Bexley.
it's a
Beautiful.
and an amazing college. I haven't ever been there before. All three of our children went to Ohio University, so I didn't know it before. So.
Did you have a pencil sketch underneath the painting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I saw that, yeah, you had
Yep.
a study.
Yeah. Yep. And I like to use. Let's see if I have it in there. I like to use, like Yuki does. It's a water-soluble pencil, so you can actually wet it and go in there if you just want a little bit of a dark. It's kind of like putting Payne's Gray in or something like that. So,
Who makes that pencil? May I ask?
let's see, Faber-Castell.
Okay.
Yep.
I think you can get a generals
Graphic
too.
aquarelle.
Yeah.
Generals
Yeah.
or something.
So that's fun that we're going to have another show at Troy. That's such a lovely location. And then the other one is where?
Miamisburg.
Miamisburg. So down by toward Cincinnati?
No, it's
I don't know.
just, yeah, it's just
Just below the
west
Dayton
of the
Mall.
Dayton Mall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Down 725.
All right. Yeah.
Little town down along the Great Miami River.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own show over there too.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. They
That's
have a
fun.
very busy gallery.
We need some more gold over here.
I think Tri-Art has their show there every spring.
Tri-Art? What is Tri-Art?
It's probably the local school district.
Women's Tri-Art is another art group, art
an art
organization.
Like Fairborn or?
It's big.
or
It is a group of artists, which would be like oil, pastel, watercolor, you name
Mm-hmm.
it. And it was
Okay.
started back in the 70s, I believe.
Huh. Okay. There's so many organizations.
Yeah. And they just moved, they were meeting at the cafeteria on.
MCL?
Yeah, and they're moving from that to
Hmm.
the Kettering Health Center.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
Clio, yeah.
That was another thing I'm taking Rosie's class because she told us about the class that she's teaching at the Centerville Library, and she said, if anybody wants to do it, you should sign up right away. And I did, and it's really fun. And there are a lot of opportunities that you don't find out about unless you're watching for them. Like the Five Rivers Health Center built a new building in, I think it's called Edgemont, and they put out a call for art. and I submitted a piece and they bought it. And it's in like the children's pediatric check-in area, and that was so fun. And she recently asked me if it would be okay if they made flags of it and put them up on, I don't know, electric poles or something like that, just for putting art throughout the neighborhoods. It's a, I guess it's a low-income area, and they really want to encourage people to take care of their children and that sort of thing. So I thought that was pretty cool.
It is.
Why do you wear a glove on your hand?
Well, because I have a cut on my thumb. And if it gets wet, it hurts. So, and actually, Frank Francisi, when we took his class at Fairborn, he said that he actually had a horrible allergy to
Actually, he got cancer.
to paint.
Was it prostate cancer?
I think, yeah, he
From the
blamed
cadmium.
blamed the paint for his cancer, and so I don't always remember to do this, but
Because I think he used to sometimes use his fingers.
yeah.
Well, he wet his sponge, remember? He always had his hand in.
That's
paint.
right.
Did he lick his paintbrush?
No.
water.
Yeah, he did it, he had a sponge.
So
Oh,
he
okay.
was what he
It's
did.
so hard, you've got to
Now they-
have a paper towel, my paper towel's getting soft.
So he, yeah, so he wears gloves.
Of course, now you can
But I
get
cut my
Cadmium free.
thumb yesterday, and I was like, of all the times to do that, I don't even know how I did it. It's just suddenly this red slash. So it's like, oh wow. So I'm kind of painting across the whole thing. I'm trying to weave it together, trying to weave the colors together, and you can probably see it better than I can because I'm too close to it.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it looks good. The sky's amazing.
It's a nice composition. Landscape is.
That's a bit dark. Need to mud it down a little bit. I like this kind of purpley brown in there. I don't want to lose that. Let's see here. I first started painting with my grandmother. And she, when I was probably 5 or so, she would bring me over to her house and put a record on, and we would go in her garden sunroom area and sit at her glass table and paint. Paint the flowers on the table, or paint looking out the window, or it was so fun. And I have several of her watercolors, and so do my siblings and my mom, and she definitely influenced me. So, thank you, Grandma Lil. Let's see, that's another pine tree there. I love wiggling on the on the paper. I mean, that's how I did that that one of the pine tree and the redwood. But
Did you say you use Arches rough paper? Is that
Yeah.
what you're using?
Yep.
Normally, is that all you use?
No, I mean, I play with hot press, but it's awfully hard. I don't pay enough attention to how wet the paper is, and then it blossoms and blooms, and I mean, maybe, I'm supposed to embrace that, but I like playing with it anyway. But I often paint on just cold press also. And I also buy different kinds of paper, like if Cheap Joe's or somebody has it on sale, I try Hana Mule and, Fabriano and this and that and the other. I mean, I'm not locked into, as well as paint. I mean, I like Daniel Smith paint, but I still have a lot of Winsor Newton paint. And what was the name of the guy that we took a workshop from? Over at the other church.
Yeah. Tom
Um,
Lynch.
Yeah, Tom Lynch. He was
Holbein.
Holbein, yeah. So I have a lot of Holbein, and
we all
then and then Chris Leeper was Graham. So, but you can't really combine Graham paints with any other paints because they're honey based, and they have a completely different drying strategy. And so, you know, it's just anyway. I have a lot of paint.
Depends on what class you take.
And then, yeah, I know. Oh, you have to have this. But then after a while, you start thinking, I'm just going to take what I have, you know? I mean, these.
Well, they dry out eventually, and then you're stuck with, you can't
Right,
use them.
right.
Years ago.
Let's see if I can sit up. I can see what I'm doing.